You're gonna grab with your feet. Heels are gonna go down, okay? Arch is gonna go into position. You're gonna arch onto those traps, okay? Now when the weight's handed off to you, you'll get that breath. I take my breath before I even get my hand off. They hand it to me, and now my shoulders are pinched like we told you, but my elbows are closer into my body. I drive my elbows all the way to my ribs, okay? The bench is led from the inner tricep, okay? That's where you have the most leverage. So when you cock that whole body back, your quads, your hams, your glutes and your hamstrings are connected together. So if your quad and your tush fire, then your hamstring should be firing simultaneously. It's all one. How many of you guys have bench pressed and then you bring it down and you're bringing it down, and then for those of you in a shirt, you start bringing it down and it's so heavy that you end up going like this, and you'll feel it at the bottom. Then it goes to your elbows. Or if you're raw and you're benching, you're in control, and all of a sudden you can't keep it tight at the bottom and it loosens up, okay? We have a saying, and that's called being in front of the weight. Being in the leverage of the weight. Want to say that?
Well, I was going to tell something about the elbow thing we were talking about. One big thing, the reason why we keep your elbow tight to the side is this is one big thing he showed me. Because I had a big problem with tweaking pecs, you know what I'm saying? Because I was real neutral at first. I mean, I didn't really touch so hard. I was more like this, and when I pushed, my elbows would flare out and I tweak pecs, you know what I'm saying? So one big thing, like tucking your elbow to the side and keeping it to your rib cage, as you said, not only helps you decrease the range of motion of the bench press, it helps you keep blowing stuff off. And I haven't had any pec problems or anything since that. That was one big thing that I think everybody needs to really pay attention to, because dude, if you, once a pec goes off, I mean, he tore his pec off, and it took him a year. And most people, they're done, you know what I mean? Like done. I mean, did everybody see that picture? Yeah. I mean, it was on Tosh.0.
No joke.
Well, they got the video too. Yeah, if you want to see it actually, if you want to see it rip.
It was on fucking Tosh.0. I mean, you're on Comedy Central. You tore your pec off. Who does that? Nobody wants that. You know? So keep your elbows tucked.
But I'll tell you, having this last pec injury for me a year ago was probably the best thing that, you know, I just wasn't training right. It was funny because me and Rich...
You get caught up in emotion, you know what I mean?
Well, that, and me and Rich were at the gym, and I decided I was going to do legs, and Rich was like, oh, dude, you're doing legs, remember that? You know, and it was like, oh. It was like, you know, we trained up to the point to where, you know, you could get just so gnarly, and then you can almost cruise for a minute because you're there.
You almost get comfortable, you know what I mean?
And then it's like, hey, you know, me and Rich were 27, so, you know what I mean? It's a point to where you have to start taking care of yourself. There can be no lagged areas. Everything has to be bulletproof, you know?
If it's not bulletproof, it will come off.
It will come off, period.
It doesn't matter how big you are. I mean, this is the biggest dude I've ever seen. Shit came off him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to do it right. The hit was most sort of that bad hand. I got handed him a crooked bench press.
Yeah, it was a bad hand, but you know what? Shit happens.
Wait a minute. Before you click away, I want you to subscribe, like, comment, hell, even dislike if you want to. At least do something before you get out of here.